So hello everyone, welcome to December. Gee whiz. It's been a year, almost. Not quite. There's still lots to do in 2023. So good to see you and I'm glad you're here. I know there's lots of distractions and lots of people have got things happening at this time of the year. So wonderful that you could make it, especially Mish. I mean, it's a bit tougher in Perth because it's 7 a.m. So you're in your PJs, Mish?
You're on mute.
Yes, in other words, she's in the PJs.
Yes.
Isn't she looking amazing? Can I just do? I don't know how many of you know Michelle. I think most of us know Michelle, but she's just doing amazing stuff at the moment. She's on a bit of a health journey, Mish, and she's got herself off medication and she's lost lots of weight and she's looking amazing. You really are looking great. Well done.
Thanks.
Because you've got lots to do in this world, haven't you?
Heaps.
Lots of books to write, lots of people to inspire. So we've got to look after our health, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how important that is. It's such a important foundation of anything you want. So awesome. All right, guys. Well, it's a small but deluxe. You are the cream of the crop, you guys, because you're here, and that's awesome. So why don't we just open it up and let's get a feel for where we're at and what's happening and who's got stuff they want to share or questions they want to ask or stamp their feet and have a tantrum. That's okay too. We're good with all of it. This is the place to do it.
I can share something. I'm chewing at the bit on this one.
Good.
After 8 months of sending a contract out to an organisation to write and illustrate their children's book, which I did write back at the beginning of the year, but I haven't illustrated it. The contracts came back yesterday.
Yeah.
And they're hoping through their organisation to push through 100,000 copies.
Yay. There you go.
Yeah. And I'm the publisher as well.
That's good news.
So
publisher, illustrator, you're everything.
Huge year going into it, and the book launch I don't even have to do because they're doing all of that at their gala ball. So it's pivotal in my career at the moment. So I know it's a children's book, but then when people look into my story and my background, then they'll buy my other books.
Yes.
And they're already talking about book number 2.
Yay!
Can we get this one done first?
That's so good. Well done.
I've got 20 illustrations, minimum of 20 illustrations to do between now and February. So, yeah.
Good. You got stuff to do. Awesome.
There you go. That's my bit of news.
That's great news. Congrats.
Thanks.
You always make it difficult for people to follow you, Justine.
No, I don't. Don't tell me that.
No. Let's flip that. You inspire us all.
Oh, and I'm celebrating as well that, you guys know how I won Business Leader of the Year in October. My son this week won the Townsville Business Excellence Award. So what are the chances of mother and son in 2 entirely different ends of Australia winning such prestigious awards?
Well, I would say the odds are actually quite good because you are a pretty amazing role model.
Oh, thanks. So yeah, it's been an exceptional week despite what my body is doing and screaming at me. I'm celebrating.
Good. Now, and listen to your body too, please, Justine.
I think my body
rest. It's saying chill out, rest is what it's saying to you. Listen.
I am.
Anyone else want to tell her off? Or you want to leave that to me?
No, I just want to say thanks for all the great videos from your trip. I watched online, and you had an amazing trip. Congratulations on everything that you got to do.
Thank you. I'm going back in May to London in May, so to have dinner with the Duchess. What
about the King? You haven't got sorted out yet?
No,
King Charles.
just the Duchess. So
Awesome. Well done.
anyway, enough about me. Move on.
Anyone willing to share after that?
I'd like to hear about the writers' retreat actually, but yeah, that was obviously a great experience, Justine.
Oh, it was an amazing experience, and I had a major breakthrough at that retreat. I've had a bit of, as Andrew knows, writer's block for a while with writing my book, Moxie. And Karen got up and did a talk about when she was writing her book, and shame held her back because she was writing a memoir as well, and the shame of the things that she had done in life. And then all of a sudden it just hit me like someone had tipped ice water over my head. And that's what had been holding me back, is writing about certain things in my past, and a lot of things in my past that other people would judge me on being shamed. And once I got through that, after a few Guinness at the pub, Karen went, go back and write. And I went, but I'm drunk. And she goes, go back and write. And I did, because when you've had a couple to drink, your inhibitions drop. And I just wrote, and I couldn't get my fingers typing fast enough for it. And yeah, I broke through that, and I've been writing ever since. So
That's awesome, Justine. So the moral there is Guinness is the answer. Everyone.
I haven't had a Guinness since I've been home.
Well, so the flow-on effect from just that one night on Guinness. So there's a ripple effect of Guinness.
It was lunchtime, but anyway, we'll call it nighttime. It was nighttime over here. It really opened my eyes as to what was blocking me, and it has been cathartic just writing about that and getting it out of my head and onto paper. So the whole retreat was amazing. To be in a room with such prestigious authors from around the world. It was a pinch me moment all the time to be sitting in the castle that a lot of Downton Abbey was filmed in. There was a butler, there was a housekeeper, there was a lot of money out of my pocket. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat, absolute heartbeat. So, you know, I've done 2 writing retreats this year. If you get the opportunity to go on a retreat, because you're then like pretty much solely focusing on yourself and like resetting yourself and recalibrating and just writing copious amounts of words on the page. And when I was writing, it's like, I'm not going to worry about the quality of this. I'm just going to get it all down. I'm going to spew those words onto the page, and then, you know, look at it later. So yeah, it was amazing. Absolutely. And just the new connections of meeting people and the networking of it all, and the endless possibilities where all that networking globally now can take me. So yeah, thanks for asking.
Great, awesome. Okay, someone else needs to share now.
Fantastic.
Justine needs a rest. She does. So who else wants to throw in some thoughts, ideas, inspiration, wisdom, questions?
I'll share.
Yay. Good on you, Mish.
Yesterday I was given a brand new car by Nissan over here to support my charity.
Yay.
So they can pay for everything, all the maintenance, everything else. They've given us a fuel card, and it's a Nissan X-Trail, so it's just big enough to kind of, you know, go and get someone out of a situation and be able to
just explain what your charity does, just for people that don't know.
I was just thinking that, sorry. I have a domestic violence charity, and I concentrate at the moment on housing and getting people out of situations, organising their exit plans. and stuff, and getting them out of situations, putting them into either refuges or temporary housing. And we're at the moment fundraising to build some transitional homes to with the housing crisis. It's been difficult for people to get out of refuges. So yeah, we're looking at building some transitional homes from shipping containers, so they have somewhere to go, so that, you know, at the moment, as it is, other people can get back into the refuges.
Wow, amazing.
Yes.
So that's wonderful. Well, that's great news. So have you got your car yet? When does it
Yeah,
make
I didn't know or anything. They just showed up and gave it to me yesterday.
Really? Just surprised? Just bang.
Mm.
There it is. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, thank
Lucky I had clothes on.
That's awesome, Mish. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Just look,
fantastic.
I think there's, you know, Justine and Misha, two beautiful examples of people that have gone through a lot of struggles and trauma in their life, but are now using that as the platform to do great things. And I love that. You know, it just takes the sting out of all the trauma, doesn't it? Because when it's set you up to have this
Gives
positive
you
impact
a
on life.
reasoning as well as to, well, for me, I don't know about you, Mish, but gives me a reasoning as to everything that I've been through.
Yeah, it gives it meaning. Yeah, purpose.
Gives it purpose. Yeah.
Let's give it purpose. Yeah. My purpose is
powerful
to give
drive.
other people hope
Yeah.
that you can get through these things, and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, even if it starts as a pinprick.
Yeah. And can I also just say this? You don't need to go through serious trauma to be able to do what these guys do. So if you're seeing that, because I go, oh, no, do I have to go and get into all sorts of trouble or something before I can actually do something? No, that's not what that is. But I think we've all got, all of us,
Got a
have
story.
lessons, experiences, and things have happened in our life that we can use as a platform, a lesson, as a whether it's trauma or just a poor choice or a range of things. And I know we've all, I mean, looking at everyone here, we've all got stuff, haven't we? We've all got stuff, have had stuff, are going through stuff, will go through stuff. And it's always just, I just think if you look at everything that you go through as just this opportunity, not bad, not horrible, not why me, it's not fair. Because as Justine said, this is what gives, I believe, gives us meaning in life to do what we do to help others and inspire others. So,
and you're doing a disservice to others by not sharing your story and your message behind it.
absolutely. But we're all doing it. So we're doing it. That's why we're here.
How's your writing, Andrew?
Thanks for asking, Justine. My writing is going very well. So, yeah.
What are you working on?
I've got 2 on the go at the moment. As you know, I'm doing a book for a foundation. It's called the Magical Getaway Foundation. So I'm writing stories and writing their books. I guess they've sort of commissioned me to do that. And I'm writing a book about men because I am one. And I'm finally starting to work out me. Still got a long way to go, but I'm finally getting there. So I'm thinking, okay, well, if I can work out me, then I can help other men work out them, and I can help women understand what the hell's going on in a man's head.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
I know. Well, men have the power, and Mish, you know this very well. Men have the power to do great things in this world, but they also have the power to harm women and children. In fact, most, I think Mish, you would know, most of the trauma, the violence, the domestic violence, the abuse, that domestic is from men, and it has far-reaching consequences. So. And men don't understand. The thing with men is they don't understand, like I did. We don't understand how we're wired. We don't really understand the challenges that we have around, the hormones and all sorts of stuff. The things that lead us to do the things we do, and the risks we take, and then also the stereotypes that are placed on men around don't share, don't show weakness, don't show vulnerability, is very, very damaging to not just them, but to women and children. So my little piece to see if I can, like you're all doing, trying to help make this a better world. That's where I'm at the moment. So, but the problem is, and this is the biggest problem, as I think we all know, when you're writing something, every day I'm learning more, and every day something happens, I go, oh, good, I've got to add that to the book, and so the book's getting longer and longer.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. No, it's good.
The never-ending story.
The never-ending story. So I think I'm
Mhm.
almost at the end of the first draft, and then I'll be able to go through and see how it actually sounds. It's like when you write your first draft and you're just throwing stuff in there and you're going, I have no idea what this is going to be like until you go back and read it and you go, oh my gosh, did I really write that? Yeah. So
Very cool.
Is
So what is
everyone
everyone?
quiet today?
I think we can all share. I think everyone, because it's a small group, if everyone's okay, just to even share one little thing, one thing maybe that you've learned, or one thing that you're overcoming at the moment. So who would like to go next? Denise,
You know, I
oh,
was gonna say,
bless you, yeah.
because I always try to either not go or go last because I've had a block for the longest. And, there are so many things that I want to write about that have nothing to do with my book. So the book that I've been working on for seems like years and decades is on my business, and basically as an entrepreneur, all the trials and tribulations that we go through and really trying to get that going. But over the years, I've almost grown to hate it because I struggle, and Andrew knows there's always something that prevents me from moving forward with my book. So it's whether I got to make money right now, so I can't wait, in hopes that the book is going to, pay the bills. So I've got to write proposals, or I've got to do this business development stuff, or I've got clients already. I've got to do client work because that's what's paying the bills now. And then by the time I have the brain power to do something with my book, either I'm tired or I can't even really think about what to do with it. So I finished my book years ago, but once it went through the editor, it came back and it's kind of all over the place. So where I've been for the last couple of years is just trying to figure out how to go through each chapter and see how I can salvage it. But I think it's what used to be a source of, I don't even want to say the words hope with being an entrepreneur, but more of excitement because I'm living it every day. I think last month I talked about, I'm trying to go from the angle, this is what I deal with every day. These are the struggles I go through. These are all the things that prevent small business owners from growing because of all the administration that they have to do around the business that doesn't generate any money. But because I do it every day and that's my life, it's almost like I don't want to look at it. Does that make sense? I don't know if that even makes sense,
Yep.
but it's almost like, oh my God, I'm dealing with all this crazy shit every day, day in, day out, with customers, with billing, with this, trying to get more work. And now in my time when I'm kind of decompressing and I should be working on my book and excited about it, all it does is remind me of what I've dealt with
What
all
you haven't
day.
done, what you've still got to do. Yeah. I think we've all been there.
So I want to do it. I don't like, I think, and it's a source of depression because I don't like starting things and not finishing them. But even Andrew just mentioning that he's writing a book about, men and what men go through. I was going to write a relationship book years ago, but I would not do it until I finished this one. So it's like, I feel like I'm in this gray area where I'm not moving forward with anything.
Advice or thoughts?
Can I suggest, Felicia, that you actually get up half an hour earlier? So you start writing your day with your book and then do all the crappy things later on and then go to bed that half an hour earlier rather than then stress about that you haven't done it. So start your day writing your book, even if it's only 15, 20 minutes. and then go into your day.
I know Andrew has told me that many, many times. That takes me to 4 o'clock in the morning. So I got to do something. So I appreciate that, because you're right. By the time that crap gets going,
Felicia, are you at home? Like, do you work predominantly from home?
yes, now since COVID, yes.
Yeah. So I split my day into 4. And then I have projects that I need to do throughout the day in each of those 4 sections. And if it gets to, I do get up at 4 o'clock, but if it gets to 10 o'clock and there's things in that section that I haven't done, that's okay. And it does take some learning. And just for a bit of background, I do have OCD. So, but this helps me with my structure and also trained me not to be so concerned about not finishing things off. So if the projects that I've got in for that first quarter of the day don't get finished, then they go to that quarter next day. So I don't just continue with one thing trying to get it done throughout the day. I have like 4 mini days in one day.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Mm.
No, I think, and I'm just going to throw this out there, Felicia. I mean, you're up at 4. What time do you go to bed?
Well, I fall asleep generally around 10 o'clock.
Okay, that's a long day. I think we can all agree that's 18 hours.
Mm.
And it sounds like you're on the go pretty much all that 18 hours.
The entire time. And, you
So-
know, the one thing I did not mention, I'm also caring for an elderly relative and she's in rehab right now, but trying to find a place for her to live because she can no longer take care of herself. So back and forth to doctor's appointments in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
back and forth to the hospital, rehab, you know, her talking to caseworkers, social workers. That was how I started my day today. Instead of working, social workers were calling. So that has also taken up a lot of the time that I could be working on my stuff.
Mm.
Anyway, I was just going to say this, right? And because you said you're that sort of person that when you start something, you don't want to give up, and it's causing depression. Yeah, and I'm a bit like you, Felicia. Like if I start something, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it no matter what, even if that may not be the right thing to be working on. Because you're saying you're hating your book at the moment, or you're not enjoying it. Maybe it is time to, and I'm just throwing this out there, maybe it's time to park it. Maybe it's time to take that pressure off yourself, because you're beating yourself up every day about it, right? I should be working on a book. I haven't worked on my book. Why not park it? Now, you said you wanted to, because it's obviously a source of a lot of stress for you, and that's not good for your health at all. Maybe it's worth just parking it for a little while and then deciding, is it right now the thing I want to do? Because you said you want to write a book on relationships. Maybe that's the book you need to write now and come back to the business book. I don't know. Look, I'm just thinking of thoughts here, because we've got to interrupt something, Felicia, for you. Something's got to be interrupted, because at the moment it's just 18 hours of relentless stuff, of work and of caring and of stress about a book that you haven't finished yet, and all it is, your body's just running on your sympathetic nervous system, which is just not healthy. I think you got to give yourself a breather, give yourself a break.
Definitely.
I don't know if anyone's got any thoughts around that, but I just for your sake, for your health, Felicia, if you put it on hold for a while, I don't think it matters. I think it's going to give you a bit of space to decide, is it something you really want to do. Rosanna, you want to add something?
I think I want to reiterate that, Andrew, actually, because I can relate to a lot of what, not the heavy workload and those pressures, Felicia, but in terms of, you know, having written my manuscript long time ago, and pandemic and then me and just dragging and getting to the point of just fed up with it. There's, as Andrew's saying, there's sort of different trains of thought. And I remember hearing once somebody saying that the first book you write is the one that you need to write for you. And it's not necessarily the one that needs to get out there. It may need to get, it may be one that you put out there. Now, I still think for me, I think what I've written is important to get out there. I've just had a rejection a couple of weeks ago from another publisher, so that's sort of clouded the thing.
Woohoo! Celebrate.
I don't know. Anyway, and it's just like, okay, how do I look at it differently? What do I need to do? Now, I felt for such a long time that I couldn't, because I love to write. I actually love to write, and that's what I want to do. And I thought for a long time that I couldn't do anything else until this was done and packaged and off and into the world. And so for a long time, I denied myself the pleasure of actually writing. And I think what's keeping me going now is that I decided a while ago that no, I've got these other ideas that I've just started writing, and I think I'm about 37,000 words into a fantasy novel, YA fantasy, which I never would have thought I would have written, completely almost the opposite to what the manuscript is. But that's for me, like, that's a pleasure thing for me. And of course, I'd like to get that one out there. But don't deny yourself the joys that you need, especially it sounds like you've got so much on your plate. You need to find joy in something that you're doing, and don't deny yourself. And I love what you said, Andrew, just parking it. And, sometimes by putting something aside and then going back to it, whether it's a month or 2 months or whatever, it might give you that perspective of, okay, yes, this is something I want to move forward, or no, this isn't something I want to carry. So, yeah, it sounds like you're being really hard on yourself too. So, I can relate.
Right before this meeting, thank you for that. Right before this meeting, I was looking at an old drive trying to find like a training file, and I saw the folder that I created, I think it was in 2013, with the other book, the relationship book. I wanted, right? Because when I talk to my friends, when we start, and that's like a social thing, especially like amongst my single friends and my married friends too, now that I think about it, that are not happy. The whole relationship thing always comes up. So like what Andrew is saying, some of the things that men do because they're hurting, because they don't know how to channel their feelings, because they're dealing with depression, because they're dealing with anxiety. I have a cycling club. That's the other thing that I do that takes up a lot of time. And it is predominantly men. And what I found, a lot of people do endurance sports, whether it's marathon running or cycling, like what we do, because that's been something that a doctor has prescribed to minimize using medication for anxiety, for depression, for all sorts of things, ADHD. So I know a lot of people, both men and women, that have struggles, things that they're dealing with. And then on top of that, relationships, either not being able to meet someone or meeting someone crazy or in a marriage that they don't want to be in, all sorts of things. And we sit and have conversations, and I tell them stories and we laugh and, we have fun. These are things that I could have written about years ago, just from my own travels. And because I needed to finish my other book, I haven't done anything with it. And it's fun for me.
Well, give yourself a gift this Christmas, Felicia. Give yourself the gift of joy. Give yourself the gift of doing things, as Rosina said, that bring you joy and are fun. Because clearly this book, this epic journey you're on with your first book is not doing that right now. Give yourself a break, okay?
I would just say caution that I see it in a lot of people. They fill every crack. So every time you say something to us, you filled another crack. You're doing coaching, you're doing a recycling, you're doing this, you're doing that. Do you know what I mean by filling the cracks? You're always filling the cracks. I know you sound like you love to write this book. I love the idea of parking it. I just parked everything for 6 months and took a job working at a campsite. I took all my professional experience and I just said, I'm going to do this $17 an hour job. And I worked 6 months every weekend and on at night. And I know exactly what it's like now to stand there and realize that I didn't even make enough in all this hour of work to buy myself lunch hardly. And I worked with some completely different people, but I parked everything else for a while. And then I went back to, I let my mind play with the things that I wanted to do for those 6 months. And when I came back, my mind was ready. It was fresh. And I wrote some more, and I've entered some writing contests. I got a rejection today, just like, we just heard, I got a rejection in my inbox. To me, that was awesome. My husband was like, uh-oh. And I said, this is amazing. Read this. It was feedback. They liked what they read, and it was a big agency. So they obviously shared it with other people. So I saw it a completely different way. But just, I like that park at 6 months. And I really needed more money than that. It was something, I can't do this. What am I, crazy? I have all this training and all this professionalism, and I'm going to go work at a campsite. People said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm not quite sure, but I am going to follow my heart and build my dream. But my body, my mind need time to just rest. So I made my commitments to my family, my friends, my children, my son, who's, I have all the things everybody else has that I'm concerned with. And I'm trying not to fill as many cracks. And it worked. I feel a lot more relaxed, and I feel so blessed now that I'm more focused on just one thing. So I'm just, again, don't fill another crack with it just because, but I would, yeah, it sounds like, I think I would have probably cracked a long time ago had I been under the pressure you were under anyway. So congrats to you. I mean, wonderful.
Well,
Yeah, bless you for what you do.
She's clearly a very strong lady. We know that. A very
Yes.
strong, determined, resilient lady. There's no doubt about it, Felicia. You are absolutely. Sometimes that can be our biggest issue is, I've got this amazing work ethic, but sometimes the work ethic's not the answer to your problems.
Right.
Sometimes forgiveness and chilling and feet on the couch with your remote control and early.
Self-care.
What's that?
You've got no self-care.
Yeah. I've kind of a funny story. I mean, it's not long. It's just kind of, I've been working lately on what they call limiting beliefs. I don't know if you're familiar with that term, but I've been working with that, and it's been kind of interesting. And I kept saying to myself, every time I think about success and every time I get that close to it, something makes my heart go just crazy. And there's a fear, and I've been feeling that. I've been trying to figure out what that is. Why can I not assume? And I've always been a little bit nervous around artists because I've always gone the professional route, the marketing route, the executive route. And this may sound simple to you, but here I'm thinking all these things. And I realized that when I was a little girl, my father used to sing to me. He cut a record and he had a beautiful voice. I mean, absolutely Dean Martin. They cut a record. He could have had a contract. And at the time it was very lucrative, but he took the safe route and he got a job with corporate America and worked his way up from literally selling shoes in a shoe store to vice president of a shoe company. And I watched all of that and I admired my father. He was always the apple of my eye, but it never dawned on me. Think about what that planted in my mind as a child. It's not safe to write books and be an artist. You can't support your family like that. What are you out? You're all of these things. And that's all I'll say because you can put the rest of the pieces together. But I remember saying to people, oh, you should have heard my father's voice. He used to sing the Mona Lisa to my mother. And he could have been, I used to say literally, we could have been rich and famous, right? But it never dawned on me that that one thing in my childhood could have been, and now I'm feeling very, very relaxed. I'm not afraid anymore. Dad, it's okay. I can do this. I don't need the stress and pressure. And the normal way is not the only way. But wow, to me, that was huge, what I uncovered in that one meditation about limiting beliefs. It just, never really dawned on me. So just wanted to share that, and I knew I could share that with all of you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Cherie. So
Mm.
powerful, isn't it? We don't really understand the impact of our childhood and the things our parents said and did and what we saw and observed and how that affected us long term.
Mm.
And what are those things that we believed from many years ago are actually not serving us? I think that's the question. What did I learn from my family that's not serving me, and how can I change? Anyway, wow. So Felicia, we all love you a lot and we want the best for you. So you've had some wonderful thoughts from people. So good luck with what you do. And we're always here. You can always reach out at any time to any one of us. So
Thank you. Thank you.
okay.
Thanks, Tracy. It's beautiful too.
That was Cherie. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Roseanne, while you've got your mic off, give us a bit of an update.
Well, you've heard.
Well, you've got an amazing rejection, so yay. I know you're maybe not so excited
amazing.
about it as we are, but
Just
another step
frustrating.
closer. Another step closer.
I don't know. There's been had a kind of brainstorming sessions with a friend and wondering where to go next. I ended up going to a writer's essay soiree, which was really just to get together and have a drink. And I sort of was talking about the book, the manuscript, with somebody, and she was saying her background was a GP, and she was saying, well, look, people don't like to be lectured to, and to tell them things in a story format. Well, mine is story format with discussion points at the end. So I don't know whether that needs to change or not. So I'll just park that. So a brainstorming session with a friend was that perhaps and Andrew suggested maybe asking your opinion too, because I have no idea what I'm going to do, is organising with some parents and children to actually run some sessions using the manuscript and getting some feedback and seeing how that goes. Yeah, that's it.
Morpheus Publishing has submissions open.
Yeah, that's what.
Why haven't you sent it to me?
Rosina, didn't I say
No,
this to you?
I have thought I was going to speak to you, Justine, but you've got a lot on your plate.
Rosina, I will say it again. Morpheus Publishing has submissions open.
There you go. Speak to this lady.
Thank you.
Do you think that I run it all by myself? Because I don't. Morpheus Publishing has submissions open.
Okay. Thank you. I will have a look.
Have a conversation, please.
We will be. Don't you worry, Andrew. We will be.
Gosh. Because Rosina, I think we can all see you're looking a bit flat and you're a bit discouraged, and we don't want you to be. We want you to feel like you're right on track, and you are. Everything you're doing, every time you get a rejection, it's not a bad thing. It's just another step closer. And have you ever read the book Acres of Diamonds? I've heard about the book Acres of Diamonds. People go searching far and wide for the answers when the diamonds are right here in your backyard, right? On this call, Rosina, the diamonds are here. They're here, right? You don't need to span the globe to find the right publisher. You just need to tap into the resources you've got here. And
Can I just say about a rejection on publishing, because I've had quite a few rejections. Is there food that you don't like, Rosina?
Yes.
All right. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Touche.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not everyone likes everything. That's why there's different publishers for different things.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't take a rejection personally, because it's just someone else's opinion on it.
Yeah.
All right. And you might have submitted it to a publisher and it's not quite their genre of what they actually publish, because publishers don't publish everything. They'll have a certain genre that they're publishing. So when you're submitting to publishers, look at the other books that they've published to see if it fits in.
Yes.
For a start. My kids' book, I submitted it off to 31 publishers. And some of those rejections took 2 years to come back. And I'd already published it by that stage. I got 5 contracts out of 31. That's not even 50%. That's a little bit over 5%, isn't it? It's in a strike rate. So don't take it personally. Have you ever been to an art gallery? Who's been to an art gallery? Yeah. Do you like every piece of art that's on the wall? Same thing with a book. All right. So don't ever take it personally.
Yeah.
You just do it for you, and the right publisher could be just sitting here right now.
Acres of diamonds. Acres of diamonds.
Okay, thank you. Oh,
I can
God.
send you through my Calendly link to book in. I'll send it via Facey.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Denise, how are you going?
Oh, Andrew. I was
I know
hoping
you.
you'd
I
get
know
through this.
you've had some challenges.
I know. I had Thanksgiving holiday, which was wonderful, and then I had some medical testing done with more diagnoses, and in the process of getting a lot more bad news, I got COVID, and so I have COVID brain. I finally tested negative 2 days ago, but an example, I have been wanting to go back to the gym and swim every day. So I started today and have packed and unpacked my bag 2 or 3 times to make sure I had everything I needed, and got there and had my swim dress, but not my trunks. So I couldn't even swim. I've got COVID brain. And so I have not been editing. I'm on the last edit. Andrew has recommended to me that I have my computer read it to me and get a sense of the flow. And so I am in the process of starting to do that. I thought I was done editing until Andrew told me about the reading it aloud or having the computer read it to me part. So that kind of knocked me off center a little bit because I thought I was done editing. But I'm looking forward to getting back into to doing that. Just waiting on my brain to catch up with my body that's now healed.
Well, you're here, and this is the thing about you, Denise, that I love and respect is look at you. You've had some pretty crappy stuff going on, and you're here. Even with your COVID brain, you're here, which is awesome. So, and just need to reframe the language a little bit. There's no bad news. It's all content. Okay. No such thing as bad news. It's all content.
Yes, I now have a little to add to the end of the book.
Exactly right. Another chapter. It's not bad news. It's another chapter.
Yeah. Another condition to write about and how to fix it.
Exactly. Exactly.
I have to live it first.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. Now, Tree, I know you've shared some beautiful stuff. Is anything around, you mean anything else you want to share about what's happening for you at the moment?
It's like the lottery. If you don't buy a ticket, you can't win. So I'm querying again, and I'm happy about that. I'm out there querying again. I sent out 10, 15 different queries on the same subject, the same novel, and I did some rewrite on the other one, and I sent that out, and now I'm writing more on my nonfiction. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm back to writing again. Like I said, I took that 6 months, and I'm finding my dream again. So I'm building my dream, and I'm watching it grow and believing every day that I'm not going to stop. I just believe, it's persistent, relentless, unstoppable, no excuses. And it's that last part I usually have to stop and really think about. Because you can't let anything get in your way. Because I'm the only thing in my way. I know that right now. I'm the only thing stopping me from what I really want.
That's true.
We're
our own worst enemy, but we're also our greatest ally.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing else that's stopping us except our thinking, which is good news and bad news, hey? It's always better to be able to blame someone, isn't it? Oh, it's just so much easier to blame someone. doesn't get us anywhere. Okay, well, thank you everyone for sharing what you shared and for what you're doing. And Mish, congrats on your new car, and Justine on your awards and your contracts, and everyone else for just the insights and the yes, Rosina, we've still got some time. I'm just
Can I just ask, yeah, Mish, did you were talking about the shipping containers?
Yeah.
Do you have somebody that's going to organise that, or?
I have, because I'm in Perth, I have a company at the moment who just has an overload of old shipping containers.
Because I've got somewhere, I've got I'll have a look for it, a business card of Twiggy Forrest.
Oh yeah.
His number 2 came over because he organised for shipping containers. They were made into units for a lot of the people that lost homes here during the fires almost 4 years ago. So I happened to
actually lived there then, but
where on Kangaroo Island?
No, sorry. I lived in Victoria.
Oh,
then.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. Yeah, so I think his name was Mark, but I'll see if I can find it. But I don't know whether you could contact them, because they might be able to, and they might be interested in supporting you as well.
Yeah,
So Twiggy Forrest, because the government was really slow getting going, off his own bat, he organised these shipping containers, organised them to be kitted out, and had his crew come over to the island and give them to people, but lend them to people for whatever length of time they needed them. So
no, that would be
might be
awesome if you do have that.
Yep, and you've got a charity. So, sorry?
That would be awesome if you do have that.
Yep. But I think you could just give them a call.
Yeah.
So have a look. I'll have.
Yeah, wonderful.
awesome. Thanks, Rosina.
And I just wanted to reiterate, Andrew, can I just say one thing? Because I'm in touch with Denise, because we've got an accountability group, that she is just like, I have my days of her, but she's had so many challenges. Denise, you've had so many challenges, and yet she's there. She's keeping up. She's letting us know. She's ticking her boxes, and I'm full of admiration, Denise, that you just keep going. And you were saying, oh, you've got a bit more to do on your editing. It's just it's one step at a time. Okay, and however long it takes, it's one step at a time, but you are taking each step. So that's brilliant. You should be really proud too.
Oh, thanks, Rosina. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much.
And you also got to remember, what you're creating is something that's going to be out in the world forever. So you want to make sure it is the best it can be. And if it takes a little bit longer to get out there, so what? It's going to be there forever. Well after we're all gone, our books are going to be out there. Inspiring.
Yeah, my psychiatrist wrote a book, and he's self-published and has it on Amazon, and he complains to me that he only makes $5 for every book that sells, and he hasn't sold that many. And he had to do an audiobook, because everyone that he knew, when he asked him, would you buy my book, they said, is it on audiobook yet? So he had to read it, and when he read it out loud himself over a weekend at a recording studio, he found errors in the book that he missed.
Yeah.
So this reading aloud is definitely a step that needs to be taken. I was just shocked, because when you have it in your head that this is the end line, and you reach it, and then they go, no, there's one more baton, you have to go around the track one more time. It was a little shocking.
Well, can I just prepare you just in case? You never know, Denise, you might even need to go through it again. I can't tell you how many times I've been through my books before they've gone off to publishers, and you just got to be ready to do what you have to do to make it the best it can be. And unfortunately, there's no rules of how many edits you must do to get it there. You've just got to keep going until it's what you want. If it's not what you want, then go again. So there you go. I'm giving you prior warning now, so you can't tell me that I'm surprising you. I'm telling you. But you're close. You're so close. The hard work's done. This is the fun stuff. This is the molding. You know, if you've ever, who likes making cakes? This is the decorating. What you're doing now, you're decorating. You're icing it, and you're adding the the sprinkles and the sparkles and the M&Ms, and you're adding all the fun stuff. That's what you're doing now. This is the cool part.
Then you'll get to eat it.
Yeah, you get to eat it.
Have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly. All right, you wonderful winners. So the next time I see you, well, no, some of you I'll see you before the end of this year, but the next time we have a forum, it will be 2024. So my greatest,
Don't miss one. Have we not got a Tuesday night
yeah,
one?
there's a Tuesday one. There's obviously a Tuesday that's not going to be good for the Americans, but for the Aussies, there's one this Tuesday. I would just say this, and this has been a message that I've been trying to push over the last couple of weeks, is because I keep seeing and hearing people talking about, 2024 will be so great, and goals for 2024, and think I can't wait till this year's over, and blah blah blah. Please don't miss what's left of 2023, because there's still 3 weeks left. Yeah, and so many people will describe a year. 2023 was a crappy year or whatever they say, but who knows what one great thing could happen in the next 3 weeks that can totally turn your whole perspective around on this year. So don't let go, don't switch off, don't go to sleep at the switch. Keep writing, keep submitting, keep chatting, keep connecting, keep collaborating, keep doing everything, because something great will come. Trust me, something great will come in the next 3 weeks if you keep just focusing on each day. What can I do today to move me forward, to help me be better, to do more, to help someone? What can I do? Something amazing will happen. And I look forward to chatting about what happened in the last few weeks of 2023 that actually have really platformed you into 2024. So enjoy the last few weeks of this year. Have a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate it. Have a wonderful New Year. So our next forum, just so you know, will be January the Friday the 12th for the US, the North Americans, and Saturday the 13th of Jan will be for the Aussies. But obviously, as you know, I'll send out an email with all the details of that. But
Same time, Andrew?
Yep, same time.
Okay, thanks.
Well, unless there's a change in time zone somewhere around the world, who knows? It'll be the same time. It'll be the same time here, where that might change around the world, who knows? But I'd say it'll be exactly the same time, Denise. So yeah.
Daylight savings doesn't finish here until
No, it
April.
doesn't. No. We're still a few more months before we have to worry about daylight savings again, aren't we? Anyway, thank you all so much. Amazingly inspiring people. I love you all. I love what you bring into my life, and look forward to. I know I'll see some of you over the next few weeks anyway. But have a wonderful weekend.
You too, Andrew.
You too.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.